Good evening, Nancy. It's currently Monday, July 27th, and this is a summary of what we did the last time. Actually, I'm showing you more stuff because this is a magazine I sent you on Skype. Here, you can download it, and they are talking about going back to school, weighing the risks and benefits of having kids return to school. But there are benefits, but at the same time, well, we have to be careful. So in my daughter's school, they are asking for like the plastic. They have like some kind of a cap plus a plastic shield. So that's I don't know. I really don't think. So I'm not gonna be vulgar here. I'm not gonna use bad words. But as soon as Disney World in Orlando opened, we have all these people wearing this kind of weird mask, really weird mask. This baby doesn't even have one. They are protection for kids. Huh? And yeah, people going back to Disney World as soon as they can. So this is a bit stupid. So the dilemma over opening schools. So dilemma is when we are like, should we not? And there is like a summer class at a private California elementary school. You have the distances, but is it enough? So yeah, so this is from which I think it's the 24th. So this is this week. This is a US version and internet. The US version. You have the UK version, and you have the European version. So anyway, and so you can see coronavirus cases explode across the US. And we can just read one paragraph here. So the US this week recorded its, though this is about this week, and this is recent, its highest one-day spike in new COVID-19 cases since the pandemic began, an explosive surge that is causing coronavirus death to rise after months of decline. California, Texas, and Florida together accounted for nearly half of the 67,417 new cases reported on Tuesday, more than triple the daily average a month ago. But new hotspots are emerging across the nation, with at least 37 states reporting growing caseloads. With 3.5 million infections reported in the US to date and at least 137,000 deaths, the latest spike has led at least 27 states to alter plans for reopening their economies, including California, where Governor Gavin Newsom ordered most indoor restaurants, outdoor bars, gyms, salons, and malls to close. In Florida, Disney World reopened, even as the state registered 15,300 new cases in a single day, a new high for any state. So Florida is considered to be a stupid state. I'm sorry, I don't care what people say about that. I think they're being more like about partying, making money, than people's health. So they don't care because it's business no matter what. People go to the hospital, they're gonna spend their money. They don't care. So yeah, don't live in Florida. So anyway, this is a magazine I wanted to show you and to talk about. And so yeah, this guy, my God, I don't even want to talk about it. So they are talking about the world. They are talking about America. Mexico City doctors at risk. Mexico has become the most dangerous country for healthcare workers battling the pandemic because of a lack of protective equipment, a dearth of training on how to avoid infection, and a chronic shortage of personal staff that requires doctors and nurses to work incessantly. And people don't care, huh? They don't necessarily wear masks. Healthcare workers in Mexico are falling ill with the coronavirus at shocking rates. A new report from the Mexican medical group Vital Signs found that the death rate from coronavirus 19 or COVID-19 among medical personnel in Mexico is the highest in the world, twice that of Brazil and 5 times that of China. Medical workers account for about 2.6% of Mexico's 36,000 recorded COVID-19 deaths. The numbers are not real. Of the 305,000 confirmed infection in the country, 21% are among nurses, doctors, and other health workers. So this is interesting because in Bayonne, France, the south, a French bus driver was beaten to death after he asked 4 would-be passengers to wear face masks aboard his vehicle. Philippe Monguillot, 59, was driving his route in Bayonne on July 5th. When he was pushed off the bus and repeatedly punched and kicked in the head. Monguillot, a father of 3, was left brain dead. His family took him off life support this week. The 2 alleged assailants were charged with attempted murder. The other 2 men with failing to assist a person in danger. This is criminal. If you don't help people dying people, if it can be with medical staff, hospitals, or if you see people on the street and you don't want to save them, you can go to jail and pay up to 75,000 euros, which is a lot of money. So failing to assist a person in danger. Thousands of people dressed in white turned out for a silent march this week along the bus route. France has required masks on all public transports since May. Yeah, some people, probably some young people, they don't want to do that. Anyway, so you can see the international news on pretty much all about Brazil. This guy is a dumbass, is a douche. This is the president of Brazil. He never wanted to acknowledge that the virus was a reality and he got sick. He doesn't have any symptoms. That's a problem. So anyway, his name is Bolsonaro. And this is a stupid guy because he said he's taking hydroxychloroquine to cure himself. It's being banned in France, in Europe, because it's considered to be the side effects are pretty bad and doesn't really cure the virus. So it's pretty stupid. But anyway, I invite you to look at this magazine. China's growing belligerence, okay, this is like rebelling against, it's been throwing its weight around from Hong Kong to India. So there are many Indians apparently who are anti-China protest in India after clash in Himalaya. Anyway, so many things, okay. So concerning the transcript, so we talked about that, but I want to go back to all clear just real quick. Okay, so that's a chapter 5. Every time I go back to this book, it's at the beginning of the page. It doesn't keep the page I want. Anyway, so I want just to go back to this. It's going to be easier and faster. So to sink in, okay, the information is to sink in, is like to get into your brain, to understand it, to sink in. It takes time to sink in, meaning to understand the information. I've got to hand it to you. I have to give you credit for something because you did a good job. I've got to hand it to you. You managed to get all your work done on time, and I know you were sick. I've got to hand it to you. You won all that money in the lottery, but you didn't change. You're still the great person you always were. Let alone, it is certainly impossible to. So we have to be careful here. So I can't walk. So anyway, why don't you fly to Mexico? We can't afford to drive, so that's the easier things to do. And let alone fly, harder things to do. So we cannot drive and we cannot even fly because it's too expensive. Okay. So we can't walk fast, let alone run. It's difficult to speak English, let alone write essays. I can't speak English, let alone understand the culture. I don't want to take a walk, let alone climb that mountain. So this is a harder thing you want to talk about, okay? Easy, hard. To leave somebody alone is to stay away from this person, to respect the privacy of this person. Please leave me alone, I don't feel like talking right now. Leave my papers alone, I don't want anyone to touch them, okay? So imagine I can't, well, you know, I can't run, or I can't walk fast, let alone run, okay? It's difficult to do scuba diving, let alone swim with sharks, okay? So it's always one example, and the most difficult example is on the, you know, the end of the sentence, okay? To be in store for someone, be waiting to happen in the future. There's a surprise in store for you when you get home. What is it? I'm not going to tell you. You just have to wait. There are going to be some big changes around here soon. Do you know what's in store for me? I'm afraid you might lose your job. Okay, so it's like something that can happen in the future. Okay, waiting to happen. To be up in the air, meaning it's not decided. People are talking but are not deciding anything. If you want to organize a wedding, it's up in the air. You know, it's not like already done, paid for. So it's just people are talking, debating, you know, exchanging ideas. Make the most of something, get the most from something to take advantage of something. We have one more day here and we are going to make the most of it. We are going to eat at the best restaurant and walk around all night. Aren't you going to sleep? No way. We want to take advantage of every second. You know, who knows? We may never come back. Do you think this is a wrong way for the party? It must be. There's no one here. But since we've driven so far, let's make the most of it and look around town before we go back. We'll go back home. Okay. Go down the drain. I think we are here. Okay. We are here to roll out. Yeah, we're on page 84. That would be to go down the drain is to be wasted. When something goes down the drain, it's lost. The electricity went out and I didn't save my work on the computer. All those hours of work went down the drain. It's for nothing. They won a few $100s at the casino, but it all went down the drain because they lost it the next day. Okay? Anyway, that's going to be page 84. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I have, let me check here. Yeah, I have, you know, a student before you, so yeah, let's see. Let's see, you know, if I'm late by 5 minutes, just keep that in mind, okay? You have a good evening and I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Take care, Nancy.